team challenge me to a battle, please? I really want a battle. Or should I call it a versus player?
I am the rocket man they talk about. I jump from star to star, I'll walk it out.
Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Shibby, and today we're playing some more Team Fortress 2, giving back raffle winner of the Battle Medics Brain Bucket Hat, Red the Huntsman, so feel free to send me a message on YouTube. The loadout we're using today is called the All-American Man, Soldier, Liberty Launcher, Battalion's Backup, Equalizer, How You See Damage. Alright, let's get started. The primary weapon we are using today is community made, so that's kind of cool. The Liberty Launcher. I'm not sure if the nice gentleman who named the loadout knew that on the side of the weapon, as we can see here, there is a white U.S. Army insignia. I don't know if that was like planned beforehand or not, but you know, good on him. The weapon is capable of launching rocket projectiles that travel at 1540 hammer units per second, roughly 66 miles per hour, or not really or, but and 40% faster than the default rocket launcher speed. In the prior clip, you saw the Heavy took me out on top of the cart. Essentially, he was getting the cart bonus that did help. However, I did not have my buff banner bonus until I hit him with the first rocket. And since there's only 3 rockets in this chamber, or this weapons magazine, pretty much you're losing out on a whole bunch of DPS, but you're gaining that rocket speed. When it's in that close quarters scenario, the rocket speed doesn't really help, and just having the default rocket launcher would have been a blessing. So it's kind of a give and take, and it's a scenario where you can't really dish out too much damage, especially in close quarters. The rocket speed just doesn't make a difference. On the default HUD, that's what I'm using in this particular video, you will see my rage meter bottom right is now full. That means I can use my buff banner. How you fill the buff banner, it's your secondary slot. Essentially, you need to do 600 total damage. Whether that be melee or with your primary and your secondary slot's already taken, you're gonna have to get it one of the other 2 ways, or both. It doesn't really matter how you contribute to it. We're gonna blow the buff banner here, and now myself and any teammates in my radius will get mini crits for 10 seconds. So it's kind of nice. It does help in a lot of scenarios, especially on payload. We're kind of in a tough spot right now. That particular mini crits doesn't really help that much. But would I say buff banner is worth giving up for, like, let's say your shotgun or some other weapon? I don't really know. I think in the cases that you do have buff banner active, it wouldn't really make the difference. I end up killing myself because I know it's a spy and I just took too much damage up front. Anyways, I don't think the buff banner helps enough in the percentage of how much you would be using it compared to if I could have had my shotgun there. I probably wouldn't kill myself because there's no like self-splash damage. So that's kind of how I think of weapons, or at least like say I play Final Fantasy or Guild Wars or whatever game I'm playing. Usually I try to think of something that is helping me more times than not, like a passive or something like that. Because yeah, like using your Wizard Archon ability, Diablo 3, is really, really cool. But if it only lasts, let's say 5 seconds, just for an example, like I'd rather have something that's really helping me for the long term instead of just like that cool 5 seconds where I feel like Superman. I don't know, that's just kind of how my brain thinks. So buff banner, it's neat. You can coordinate with people. Honestly, a medic Uber would be a lot better, and I just think more effective. So it's alright. I'm not gonna hate on buff banner. Just in my playstyle, I'd rather have a shotgun or something else. Out of all the banners, I do like the buff banner the best over the Conqueror and our other options where we can like take less damage and stuff. I do think dealing more damage and being more offensive is the better choice. Since this is how you see damage, we also talk about loadout synergy. So we could talk about looks and how things kind of work together. But let's talk about stats just in general, because our Liberty Launcher has 3 rockets compared to the stock of 4. It is harder for us, or it takes longer in most scenarios, to build up our rage meter. Therefore, this loadout kind of loses some points there, because my personal favorite rocket launcher is just the stock. It's just the most true to what I've just like always had in this game, obviously, and it just works. It's just a working formula. Overall, it's just really good. I mean, Black Box is also pretty beast, but that would be more of a public game weapon over the default. Everyone plays stock rocket launcher in pretty much every other mode. Unfortunately, that last soldier jumped down and I get rushed by a pyro. Really nothing you can do in that scenario, especially when you're reloading your rocket launcher on low health. Our melee weapon here is the Equalizer. No, not the super OP version before it got split into two. Damage increases as the user becomes injured. Also blocks healing when in use, so it's kind of a pro and a con. If you have 200 plus health, you'll probably be doing around 33 damage. If you're around 100 health, or 114-ish, you'll do the base damage of a shovel at 65. If you are at 52 health, you'll do 88 damage. That's a mini crit of the damage on a shovel. And if you're at 1 health, you'll do 107 damage with your swing. And now say Liberty Launcher as fast as possible. Liberty Launcher. Alright, so leave a loadout for next time, and just one last tip. If you're used to the stock rocket launcher, you will have to get used to leading your targets with this increased rocket speed. And yes, Pyro's ambushing you, doesn't really help anyone out. Kaboom. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe for more. Hopefully I'll see you guys in a future video. Love you.